minions, Princess Teresa here, and when we last left off, we were outside Kuza, the sealed castle. And this is where the 12 legendary weapons are. Unfortunately, we won't be able to get any of these weapons right now, but we can go in here and just explore, because exploring is always fun. And this is a real tough enemy, the Shield Dragon. What makes him really tough is he comes with an auto reflect, and that means that we can't use magic spells against him because they'll just reflect back onto us. And when you get him down to about half his hit points, he ends up running away. But one way that we can kind of deal with him, or at least with this party, is with the good old control spell. So once we have the Shield Dragon under our control, he's pretty easy to take care of. All we have to do is just, we'll haste up whoever controls him. In this case, it was Galuf. And we'll just have him use his Blaze spell. 5 Blaze spells will take him out. 4 pretty much takes him out. And then you just hit him with one little attack. But just to be safe, just use hit with the 4 Blaze spells. And in the meantime, we can just heal ourselves up. He has about he has 19,999 hit points, so the 4 Blaze spells will basically put him down to like 3 hit points. So yeah, Whiskers might even be able to finish him off here. Let's see. Boop. And there he is. He's done. And yeah, as long as you have someone who has the control ability, he's pretty easy to take care of. So he's a good source of experience and ability points at this point in the game. So I'm gonna head on in here, and it's the Hall of the Sealed Weapons. Jumpin' Jehoshaphat! These must be the 12 sealed weapons. They really do exist. I thought they were only legend. So these were used in battle 1,000 years ago. They've all turned to stone. Guess you can't expect much more from stuff that's a millennium old. We'll be able to get these much later in the game, but you have to kind of do a bunch of side quests to get them. The interesting thing is these aren't necessarily the best weapons in the game. So let's just, but they all have certain special effects, so let's check them all out here. So this is the whip, the fire lash. It can cast a 33% chance of casting Fire 3 when used as an item, when attacking. Here we have the Sage's Staff. That can use the Raise spell when used as an item and does extra damage to undead and increases the potency of holy spells. The Magus Rod increases the damage of all elemental spells other than water. So it's basically like a fire, ice, and lightning rod all in one. Apollo's Hope deals extra damage to dragons and undead enemy. The Gaia Bell here, it can potentially cast Quake when when attacking. And Excalibur is just a really good sword. It's holy damage and increases your character's strength by 5. And we have an Assassin's Dagger. It has a 25% chance of casting instantly KOing an enemy. Suzuki's Katana. This increases your speed and can help you evade attacks 25% of the time. So it's like an elf cloak built into a weapon. The Holy Lance, it is a holy spear. Increases strength by 3. And a rune axe. And this guy, he can it raises your magic by 3 and can use an MP to do critical attacks. And the Mazmune, whoever has the Mazmune will automatically act first in battle. And then finally we have the Yoichi's Bow, and that has an increased chance of doing critical hits. I think 25% chance of always landing a critical hit. So, Much later in the game, we'll be able to unlock those weapons, and but it takes a big, long side quest. We don't have to worry about that for a while. Nope. Let's see if we're going to get into any more battles on the way out here. No, we're safe. Alright. But we do want to get into a battle around this area. There's a monster that appears around this castle, so we want to make sure we get it because, yeah, it wasn't that battle. But, we'll just keep walking around here, hopefully get into this battle before we move on. And here's the battle we wanted to get. We wanted to get the Kuza beast. And, yes, guys, he looks scary, he looks big, but he uses this attack first off. It, blinks the blue magic spell. Basically what he does is he does damage equal to the amount of damage that you've done to him. So we didn't do any damage to him, so we don't have to worry about that. And one way we can take this guy out pretty easily is with our new break spell. Basically turn him to stone, and poof, easy living. So, yep, that's our Kuza beast, so... Yep, just don't attack him, and if you have the stone ability or the break spell, use it. And just another Kuza beast right there, so... Once again, just broke him. And just another battle we've already seen before. And we just want to kind of... This is kind of a really wide open area, so we just want to kind of hug the shore and just make our way around here. And head into this little gap into this forest. And hey, what's that in the upper right corner there? It's scared of us. Oh no, it fell in a hole. Koopo! What's a moogle doing in a place like this? Moogle? Strange little critters that live in the forest. They're pretty timid though, so you don't see them that often. Moogles kind of become one of the mascots of Final Fantasy. Especially after 6, because you get to actually play as a moogle as one of your characters. So, them and chocobos are kind of the mascots of Final Fantasy. Let's help it. Good call, Lena. Lena's nice. She always wants to help the animals. And here we are in a new dungeon, and we're finally going to be able to get some treasure. Woohoo! All the enemies in here will have elemental weaknesses, so that's good. So our black magic will be really, really good. And here we got, these, Mooglivore, and basically they are weak to lightning. So enemies in here are either weak to lightning or fire. So we're gonna get a lot of our use out of our black magic here. And the current kind of tosses you around, so you can't really control yourself. You just step in the water, and it takes you around. And here we have some other new enemies. We have the crab there, the Aquafeast. Like the Mooglivore, it is weak to lightning. The blood slime, that little gray thingy in the front row there, that is weak to fire. So you can use fire on that, but it also is taking some good damage from our Bolt 2 spells, so we'll just keep targeting there, and between the 2 Bolt 2 spells and Whiskers hitting it, we managed to take it out, so easy living. And we just keep following the water here. And heal ourselves up. Only one enemy left to encounter in this area. Hopefully we can find it easy. But it usually appears by itself, so with most of the other 3 type enemies, they can appear in groups. See, like here, there's 4 new enemies in this area, and like I said, 3 of them can appear in the same group. Right here. The other one appears by itself, so it's a little rare. It's not super rare, but we'll be fine. Now, we can have 2 ways to go here. We can either head south there, but then we'll miss that treasure, and it takes us to a small little cave, and then we go in and out of, or we can go this way, and this way we end up getting some treasure. First treasure in a while, so woohoo! And we can hop in here, and this will take us down the river again. Just follow the river. Keep following the river. And we gotta heal ourselves up there. We got back attacks, so we took quite a bit of damage there. Got some of those mooglivores. So let's heal ourselves up. And they there we go. And we take one last dive into the river, and we get popped out here. And we got another treasure chest here. And it's the Phoenix Down. Now, if we took the road south, rather than get that treasure, we end up in a little cave. And this cave pops out this way. So, yeah, it's just this small little cave. I'm going into it just to, one, to show it off, and two, hoping to get that other enemy I want to meet. So, yeah, if you went south, instead of getting that treasure, the treasure we saw is in the upper right there. It just comes down to here, pops you off here, and we end up here, and we just go through this little cave, so hopefully find this last enemy we want to meet here. It's a good thing you gave us that Phoenix Down right there. Because the boss of this area is actually an undead. See that little skeleton up there? You can use the Phoenix Down to one-hit him. But we're not going to do that. But we are going to fight this new enemy. Woohoo! The Lapros. He's the last monster in this area. As you can see, he appears by himself. But like other enemies in this area, he has a weakness. And in this case, he is weak to fire too. Or he's weak to fire, so we'll just hit him with some fire spells. And 2 fire tools takes him out. And we are good to go. Now we can go right up and save this moogle. Be careful, Mr. Moogle! Kupo! And here we have the boss, the Tyrannosaur. We can, like I said, use a Phoenix Down to take him out in one shot. But we're gonna save our Phoenix Down. They're pretty expensive. This guy ain't too hard. He only has 5,000 hit points. And one way you can easily tear through those hit points is by breaking a rod. He counters hits with critical attacks. So we don't want to hit him too often. But between breaking a rod and maybe a fire 2 spell, we'll be able to chew through those 5,000 hit points. So maybe only at the most eat 2 counterattacks. And Mr. Moogle is saved. And he runs away from us because he's scared. Oh, you must have been so scared. It's okay now. Don't worry. Come closer. Kupo. It's all right now. I don't think he understands you, Lena. He only speaks Moogle. Kupo. Oh, he's starting to trust us. Hey, buddy. Kupo. He wants us to follow him. What's going on? I think he's asking us to follow him. That's what I just said. We pop out this forest, and he climbs into the desert, and he shakes. He's like, basically what he's saying, he's like, no, don't go in the desert. Don't go in the desert. It's bad. So as long as we follow the Moogle's path here and stay out of the desert, you won't get into random encounters. Which is good, because in the desert there, really tough random encounters. But of course, unfortunately, we're going to have to show them off. Because, you know, hey, we're doing 100% here, so... but, you know, we'll be able to survive them. I'll show you some ways to get through them. So first we're going to do a fight with a bunch of 6 of those blood slimes. Wow, that's a lot. And now we are out of the dungeon. And we're going to follow the Moogle's advice. And we're going to just kind of hug the side of the desert. Go through the forest. Head over this way. And north, just avoiding the desert. If you want to be reckless, you can go right across the desert. And we're going to end up into the Moogle Forest. But first, of course, what we're going to do is we're going to save our game right here. Let's save all. Let's use a tent because my MP is pretty low for this area, and we're gonna need. Yeah, we got the Moogle town coming up, but we got some tough enemies, so let's make sure we're at full MP here. And here's the two enemies: the Sand Rider and the cactus is there. So what we want to do is we want to the thing that makes the Sand Rider really tough is he uses a spell called Maelstrom that could put all your characters down to single-digit hit points. So he's really, really difficult. Thankfully, though, you can control him. Let's see if we get lucky and control him. Thankfully, we have two characters that have the control ability. There's that Maelstrom. And, unfortunately, once we control the Sand Rider, this battle will become much, much easier. So, let's go control him. Come on, buddy. Let's go, Whiskers. Uh-oh. And you better use an elixir real quick, because we do not want Galuf to get taken out. And unfortunately, he did. Yeah, we want to control that Sand Rider, because he is the big issue. And we are having no luck doing so. Thankfully, we did manage to get haste on us. Woohoo! Alright, so now we can just start working on slowly taking out these cactuses. And once we have the cactuses taken out, then we can work on reviving the rest of our party. So, let's see if Electrocute does any more damage. Thankfully, the Sand Rider, he comes with that Electrocute ability. And that means you can use the Electrocute ability on himself. And he's never gonna, it's not gonna release your control on him. A lot of enemies, some enemies though, if you control them, they don't have a spell that they can use on themselves to keep them under your control. So we're lucky that the Sand Rider does have that. So, as you can see, he can just keep using it on himself. And we don't have to worry about, you know, breaking that control. So we pretty much, once that happens, we have the fight locked up. Which means that we can start using Lena here to revive the rest of our party members. So that's why we didn't use that Phoenix Down earlier, because Phoenix Downs are kind of important. They're kind of expensive, and we don't necessarily, you know, want to waste Phoenix Downs when we can just take out undead boss monsters a different way. And we can kind of speed this up. We can break a rod, because breaking rods does not remove the control ability from your characters. And now Lena can just go back to healing our characters up. And she can break some more rods. This guy has 1,500 hit points, so he has 3 times as many hit points as the Tyrannosaur that we just fought. So yeah, there's our bio spell. That can actually poison the enemy, and poison can deal excess damage over time. Good thing about bio is it's non-elemental, so if an enemy, you can use it on any enemy, and it'll never really necessarily be absorbed. So. Yeah, we just keep slowly whittling away at this guy's hit points. Like I said, it's just nice, slow, and controlled once we have him under our control. Give you a rod. Yeah, we'll continue to work that bio. Do you have a rod? Nope. Let's give you a Frost Rod. Let's try Ice 2. That might actually cast a little bit more damage than the Bio. We'll see. No, Bio's a little bit better. But yeah, as you can see, Control is a really powerful ability. So, especially if you're trying to do like low-level type games, you can really lock down overly tough monsters to just, you know, make them a lot easier on yourself. So, and after this battle, Whiskers and Ferris should both max out their jobs. So, wow, we'll have to probably switch them up there. Make Whiskers the Time Mage and have Ferris become the potentially have 3 characters then with the Control ability. Alright, we finally won. Long battle, but easily controllable. Whiskers gained a job level. And Ferris should be just 1 thing away from him. Yep, 2 actually away. So let's just make Whiskers, since we'll make him the Black Mage. He has to work on that. We'll keep that Control, because you saw how good Control is. And then we'll make Galuf, since he was working on it earlier, we'll make him back to his Beastmaster. And we'll give him Black Magic. And we'll remove the Elf Cape. That way we can give him the Elf Cake. Elf Cake, no, the Elf Cape. And Galuf, since he'll be using physical attack, we'll give him the power thing. So here we are, we're getting ready to go into the Moogle Forest. But what's going to happen in the Moogle Village? Will they welcome us as heroes because we saved one of their own? Find out next time, minions. Take care and have